with all the shit that's gone on regarding this year's Grammys, and I think we're maybe 2-3 weeks after the award ceremony, and there's the sexism shit, and there's the Lord controversy, and whatnot, whatever's gone on for the last week or so. The talk of snubs have been not rife, but they've been there. And Dead End Hip Hop, yep, I am subscribed to Dead End Hip Hop, have actually asked one of the questions that the older hip hop fan has probably been asking, because if they're asking it, it means more people have been asking it. Was Jay-Z snubbed by the Grammys? Right. 8 nominations, no awards. So, I can see where people are coming from on this front. I think there's something like Ed Sheeran's got the same amount of the Brits this year, and I think people are expecting him to win a good few. But Jay-Z got nominated for 8 awards, didn't get a single win. However, Kendrick, who is now a more popular rapper with a younger audience, got a fair few more. Bruno Mars got Best Album of the Year, which Jay-Z was also nominated at. So, was Jay-Z snubbed? And I think a lot of this has to do... Actually, this has a lot to do with a lot of things within the Grammys sphere. I think, firstly, we've got to look at the content of 444. Supposedly this was his most personal album yet. He got talking about problems with Beyonce, his mum coming out as a lesbian, racial problems in America. There was the supposed anti-Jewish slur on the life of OJ. This was meant to be a very personal album, which a lot of people probably rated more than Kendrick Lamar's DNA or Damn album. I forgot which one it's called. However, you have to remember this has been about 4 years since he released Magna Carta Holy Grail. And certain artists on that list have been producing work on a lot regular basis. Certain people in hip-hop have been producing work on a lot more regular basis than Jay-Z. And it's hitting a lot wider audience as well. So yeah, I think we got to the point of the generation split in hip-hop fans. Jay, who's released a very personal album, appeals more to the air quote older crowds, the ones who can remember like Life and Times of Sean Carter, Jay-Z's, Biggie's albums, who probably came into hip hop roughly about the same time. The young 50 Cent that come out, and I'm talking about the younger age of that age group. The newer ones, we're talking the mumble rap fan kids. The younger ones who are more into J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Kodak Black. I'm going to go side with Kendrick, obviously. However, because the younger audience is more vocal, really, Kendrick's going to get a lot more support and love than Jay-Z. And you can write the most personal album you want, but if you're not going to get the YouTube views, you're not going to get the streamings, you're not going to be that popular. And let's face it, Kendrick, who has released like album after album, I think he's released like 3 albums in 5 years maybe, is going to be more popular than Jay-Z, and the Grammys is a pop musical celebration. The same goes with Bruno Mars. He's been out for 8 years this year. 8 years, I think when we get to mid-year, they'll have been out for about 8 years exactly. And he's releasing pop songs. So the Grammys going to pay attention more to that. So I don't think it's the fact that Jay-Z got snubbed. I think he's less relevant to a modern rapper because one, he's not producing work as quickly as other MCs out there. And you can't deny this. 4 years between Magna Carta, Holy Grail and this album, and I think there's another 3 or 4 years between the Blueprint 3 and Magna Carta, Holy Grail. While other artists are releasing more work constantly, Kendrick Lamar, one of them, has released a load of albums that have all been critically acclaimed. You look at Kodak Black's releasing music a lot. And yes, Jay has money that he doesn't have to do it. He has Rock Nation. But if he wants to stay up there, he's going to have to release a lot more music regularly. Not at a Dr. Dre 7-year timescale or an Ice Cube 7-year timescale. He's gonna fade. I think the thing is Jay-Z's gonna fade. But this is the Grammys all over. The more popular, the more likely the more likely you are to win an award. Look at Macklemore over Kendrick. So, to sum up the argument, which I think I've repeated like 7 times, I don't think the Grammys snubbed Jay-Z, to be honest. I think they went for a more popular artist in all the categories because these guys are selling records. These guys are selling records and producing records by like the ton load, and they're going to be more relevant. And that's it. It's about relevancy. And I'll see you next time. Peace.